Now, the number one reason why you procrastinate is because you lack clarity. And one of the main reasons why you don't have clarity is because your life is chaotic. You don't have any structure. Look at your room. It's probably untidy and you have no schedule whatsoever. So start by cleaning everything up. Start by getting done with your to-do list, cleaning your room, and just having a clear mind. And where do you start now? Make a new to-do list and make a calendar. Some way to structure your life. Now, I use Google Calendar to schedule everything I want to do, and I use AnyDo or Notion to do my to-do list. So I have a place to know when I do things and what I do. Those are literally the 20% of habits that are going to give you 80% of all the results when it comes to clarity. Now, another thing is that you don't prioritize things enough. Now, I could sit here and say, oh, I don't have the time to study for university. But if I'm being completely honest, I actually don't prioritize it enough. I prioritize this YouTube channel over certain aspects in university. Now, I don't know if this is good or bad, but you do the exact same thing. You say you don't have time to go to the gym, but to be honest, you don't prioritize it enough. You prioritize video games or some other habit over it. So make sure you actually know what things you're prioritizing the most, put them in order, and then reevaluate which ones make the most sense to prioritize first. And let's be honest, one of the reasons you lack clarity is because your brain is kind of fried. You wake up, you're completely brain foggy, you have no attention span whatsoever, and you kind of just wander through life on autopilot, not really focused or mindful about anything. And this ties into the next point, because dopamine is also one of the main reasons. Now, we all know dopamine as a feel-good molecule. We've heard about a dopamine detox a bunch of times in YouTube videos. But one of the main reasons why it's actually a problem for you is because you overstimulate yourself with dopamine. Now, things like social media and junk food give us very easy dopamine. And let's be honest, you've been guilty of this. When making food, you choose unhealthy foods that spike your dopamine. You're gonna get a burger and some chips, maybe some chocolate and a Diet Coke, because you're healthy. Then you sit down, put on some Netflix because focusing on food alone is not enough for you, no. You have to binge watch something on Netflix or YouTube, and then afterwards, and then while doing it, you whip out your phone and you're watching some TikToks. Like a little brain-fried monkey, you little... We've all done this, but the most important thing is actually realizing that this is a problem. See, these social media websites or these food companies, they know how to get you hooked, how to get you addicted. And once we learn that this is super addictive, we can actually fix this. Now, we've all heard about the dopamine detox. We've actually got a video about it right here. But the main important thing is that you need to remove the bad habits and add some good habits. Remove the habits like overstimulation from TikTok, from social media, from junk food, from porn, all that stuff, and add some good habits that counteract the bad effects of overstimulation, like meditation for mindfulness, or journaling, going out on walks, or simply just focusing on one thing at once. And now we're going to get into some quick hacks that you can use to boost your productivity and stop procrastinating.
So as Lewis just outlined, the first thing you need to do to actually improve your focus is to gain clarity. You can do this by defining your tasks and all your subtasks and then putting them into your journal or your diary or even your calendar if you're extra advanced, right? But what's the next step? The next step is actually increasing your interest in the topic. Let's say you're learning about consumer psychology at uni. In itself, this would be a super interesting topic, right? But wait, what is this? Professor Bernard is just so boring. He has no idea what he's talking about. Can't you just go home and retire? Well, you still have to learn for the subject, even though it is incredibly boring, at least with this professor. So what can you do to actually increase your interest? One way would be to find the subject online but present it in a much more interesting way. I'll actually link a website down below, which is an AI website where you can talk to the AI as if it's your professor. I've personally used this and it is incredible being able to talk to an AI because it makes everything a lot more personal, which will automatically increase your interest. Another thing would be to relate this to something that you're personally interested in. Let's say you're interested in pop culture, Kanye West. You would now go online and see if this topic can be related to anything that you're interested in. And, well, what would you know? Kanye West is promoting a new product, a new type of mayonnaise. Amazing! Now you've just made consumer psychology interesting to you because suddenly it's more tangible for you. You now know that Kanye West is used to promote mayonnaise. This should make learning about it a bit more easy for you. And then we also need to increase the urgency. You've very likely heard of Parkinson's law, stating that however much time you allocate to a task is the amount of time that it's going to take until you get the task done. Your deadline for this essay is in 2 weeks from now. Most people literally wait 13 days and then write everything on day 14, or even worse, in the night to day 14. Set yourself a deadline, that's 1 week from now. Not only will you gain another whole week as a buffer, but you will most likely get it done in 1 week. If you set yourself a deadline, you have to be able to trust yourself. You have to know, all right, if I say that this is going to be done in 7 days, it will be done in 7 days. This is what builds trust in yourself. And having trust in yourself, knowing that you will get your work done in 1 week from now, it's an incredible feeling. You will never fear deadlines again. How can we use dopamine to make a task more enjoyable for us? If you've ever looked into video game development, you know that one of the key principles of designing a level is actually that it shouldn't be too easy, because this is just boring, right? Who buys a game just to run straight to the finish line and that's it? It's boring. On the contrary, if the game is way too hard, no one is going to like the game. It's not fun, it's just simply hard. You need to adjust the challenge. It needs to be hard, but not too hard, right? You can do the same in whatever you're trying to not procrastinate on. In the example of studying, this would be something like, well, this subject is very, very hard to study at my uni. So why don't I just look for something online where I can find it in a more easy way? There are lots of channels out there, like, for example, Canon Academy, that are going to present information to you in a very understandable way. Adjust the challenge so that it fits you. And lastly, your brain produces dopamine whenever it is introduced to novelty. Why do you think shorts are short? Why do you think the reels are short? Why do you think TikToks are short? It's because you can go from one new thing to another new thing in seconds. It takes 6 seconds for one to finish, and then automatically it's going to scroll down to the next one. It's a genius concept. Use this to your advantage, right? Make sure that whatever you're doing, you increase some novelty in it. Try learning in a different environment, in your library, at Cafe Nero, or at Costa. Try learning with friends. Try learning on your own. Try learning at night. Try learning at day. It's novelty, so let's try it.
If you enjoyed this banging episode of Pablo's Pill, you might like this one as well. We'll see you there.